With great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect. And I'm grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility.
It's Nancy Pelosi hanging it up. She will hand over her gavel to a Republican after the first of the year. But who takes her place as the Democratic leader in the House will tell us a lot about the direction of her party. Hakeem Jeffries of New York is most likely. Scott Bolden's here, former chairman of the Washington, D.C. DNC. Scott, good to see you here. Look, a lot of credit goes to Nancy Pelosi, whether you like her or not. She was incredible at her job, an incredible fundraiser, extraordinary in her ability to control her caucus. But Democrats have a choice here. Do they stay with an with a coastal elite and coastal liberal, or do they sort of say, hey, look, we're going to pick somebody from the Midwest. We're going to go with somebody like a Dan Kildee, somebody who is much more of the type of the swing and independent voter that they say they represent?
I think the new leadership is set. I'm not sure what a coastal elite is. That may be me. That may not be me. It certainly isn't Hakeem Jeffries from Brooklyn, but he's the designated leader, or will be, along with Clark out of Massachusetts and Aguilar out of California. This is a peaceful transition of power to a much younger generation, if you will. But I think it's set in stone because Hakeem Jeffries represents a generational reach up to the older establishment and a reach back to what the future of the Democratic Party is. And maybe for the first time, the Democratic Party will gladly embrace people of color and gays and women and say this is our core base, as opposed to spending money going after white conservatives or white working class voters that haven't voted for them in 40 years as far as putting the president in the White House. We'll see. This is real transition. This is real generational change, but it is something to pay close attention to.
No, it really is, because if you thought about it, we did a lot of stories about this, right? Democratic leadership in the House, at least, Pelosi, Hoyer, and Clyburn, their combined age was older than the Republic itself here. But
the average was in the 80s.
Yeah, no, exactly. But at the same time, you say that all of a sudden this would be a Democratic Party to embrace gays and women's and African Americans and Hispanics and everything else. That's what this whole past couple of cycles have been about for the Democratic Party, hasn't it?
Well, it certainly has, but there's a strong version of the Democratic Party, federal or state, that is really enamored with getting back white conservative voters or white working class voters, educated or otherwise, and bringing them back because they've lost them to the GOP and to Trumpism. And the problem with that theory is that we're losing our base. We should be strengthening our base, and our base is diversity. Our strength is diversity, and those voters really aren't coming back, because when the Democratic message about health care and economic development, hold on, just let me finish. Okay. When the Democratic messaging, when they hear it, those that don't look like me hear it, at this juncture, they don't believe that the Democratic Party is talking to them. They believe the Democratic Party is talking to black and brown voters and women voters and gay voters, and the Democratic Party tends to cringe when they hear that type of negative analysis. It's not negative. Just embrace your base, because your base is who's put you in the White House and several other offices over the last 20 to 30 years. What
does this say, though, for how the Democratic Party is viewing Joe Biden? You think about is this the new wave that sort of allows the Democratic Party to say, hey, we moved on from Nancy Pelosi, we moved on from Steny Hoyer and Clyburn, we're going to also move on from Joe Biden for 2024?
Maybe, but Joe Biden's a winner. You count him down, but you don't count him out. And as long as he's winning, and he's been winning, he got through a historic midterm and avoided the tremendous change, the shellacking that you and others believed, and I certainly pushed back on it. But the reality is, we'll have to see. I got to tell you, though, the bench strength of the Democratic Party for those running for president will be strong, and it'll really be up to Joe Biden in regard to whether he wants to do it again and whether he wants to fight again. To be fair, Trump or DeSantis.
To be fair, Nancy Pelosi got to leave on her own terms. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.